Hi friends, in Planet Earth Dating, it's Friday, August 26, 2016. The authorized souls in both the Lynn Life and the Jamie Body Mind are child souls from the smaller subatomic. We continue to have rampaging misdirection, and they just are pretending that all kinds of things that are inconvenient aren't true when they are very true. And one experiment that we're doing with them right now is that we believe that this shot gives us yellow skin tone.
That's true.
But they insist that it doesn't and that it's good enough, and we disagree. So we'll see when it's posted on YouTube whether or not our skin looks yellow. So friends, right now, just take a look. Does the skin look yellow here? Because we say it does, and our, quote, guidance says that we don't have yellow skin tone. So please feel free to vote.
That's true.
Does this video have yellow skin tones? We would really like to know, because maybe we're wrong. We could be the ones that are crazy, and I think that that's the point that's being made, is that this is a search for truth assignment, a search for truth community. And in a search for truth effort, when there's a difference of opinion, we must delve into it and see what's actually going on, and it's painstakingly slow, and all input is helpful. Hi friends, we want to explain that the filming assignments that have come to us include certain specifications, including accuracy of filming and color. And the video camera screen, which is the little screen in this shot that you can see, makes the shot look yellow in the opinions of the resident souls. The resident souls here in the Lynn Life and the Jamie Body Mind believe that shot looks yellow. And what is happening here as we're setting up this shot is the so-called guides are suggesting that we break the foundational search for truth rule. And that foundational rule requires that all discrepancies in perception be resolved, no matter how long it takes, to avoid piling lies upon lies.
That's true.
The resident souls see this shot as breaking the filming rules, and the so-called guides are suggesting that we not discern what is actually going on. Does anything matter more than survival of the truth? So friends, the point is not whether or not the resident souls are correct or incorrect. That isn't the point. We're wrong all the time. The point is that the requirements are that we resolve discrepancies. So that is the point of this. Thank you.
There's a lot of disruption upstairs.
There's a lot of disruption upstairs. I see people like knocking over chairs to get away.
It's true, knocking over furniture.
Let's bifurcate all of us who really want to know what's actually going on to the search for truth central axis. All others flung away, and someone's saying, what do I know? And what they're pointing to is channeling that's been consistent for quite some time, and that's that when there are people who are really dug in, sentiences of any level, who are dug in and do not want to live their soul plans, that they're full on in oppositional defiant disorder. I don't want to do it, meaning I don't want to live my soul plan, and you can't make me. Which is true.
That's true.
That what we do is remove our focus from them and focus on the presences who do wish to live their soul plans and do the work that is called for in that particular moment.
That's true.
What now? In order to live these soul plans right here, what now? I'm seeing out a window of a lab. It must be the scientist Leslie Leonard's lab at that larger dimension.
That's true.
And I can see mountains in the distance.
I see mountains.
And he seems to now be at that university in British Columbia.
That's true.
And he's wistful. He wishes things were different.
That's true.
As do all who live to see such times. We all wish that things were different, but this is how things are. And the question is, what now in order to live these soul plans right here? What now?
Now there's all kinds of backtracking upstairs. People are saying, well, move the camera or move the chairs.
No.
It's not too late. You fix it, do the thing.
You missed your chance. You missed your chance. We
That's
had
true.
this discussion, and now what we have is 20 minutes that's going to be up to 20 minutes that's going to be on the air, and
That's
it will
true.
show whether or not you were correct or
That's
you were
true.
incorrect, because you refused to back down.
You said, don't move.
Don't move, absolutely don't
Just
move.
start.
And we
Record.
said, this is a poor setup, it's got yellow skin tones.
That's true.
And you said it isn't, and that we were being recalcitrant, that was your word,
Being difficult,
recalcitrant.
recalcitrant. That's
And
true.
hard to work with. And we said, all right. let's let the record show.
And someone also said vain. Someone also said vain.
Oh, I didn't hear that.
Oh, I got that one.
Yeah, I hear
You're being vain. You're paying attention to your skin color. What matters is the work, right? Do the work. I got that one.
So, friends, really, I'm serious to the viewers. Please do let us know, because somebody is delusional here.
That's true.
Either these child souls who are in the driver's seats of these physical forms right
Yep.
now, or those so-called guides upstairs.
That's true.
One of us is incorrect, because we believe that this shot gives us yellow skin tones.
I do.
And they said at the time that they didn't believe it, and now, of course, they're trying to get out of the way. So let's
That's
really
true.
live stream up way past them. And all your IDs, friends, your butt prints are on the chairs.
That's true.
And you can't walk away from that. And somebody's using a very colorful phrase. Every blank has an opinion.
That's true.
And those blanks have all been pressed against chairs.
That's true.
So we have all of your blank prints
That's
right
true.
now.
Ooh, there's a clearing feeling in the back of the neck.
There's still a sensation right here, and this has to do with that level that's occupied by Leslie Leonard, the
That's true.
scientist, and also by all of his labs. That you
Yes,
guys
that's
are
true.
leaving in a stream of devastation
That's true.
with your terrible instructions. And we've got his original lab that at first was called Old Lab.
That's true.
And then we've got his second lab that's at the university in Moscow.
That's true.
And now we've got his third lab that's maybe in Vancouver.
That's true.
And you're literally planning to move him to a fourth lab that's outside of Vancouver, maybe an hour or so.
Yeah, that's true.
And what about the labs themselves? I don't see that you guys are even stepping up to maintain the energy in these labs.
No, that's true.
They're sentient presences. Everything is sentient. And you come in and you say, we're going to study the secret life of the smaller subatomic, and we're going to change the world. And they say, all right. And they do a lot of things that take a lot of effort to
That's
reconfigure their energy and get so that they can actually pump this stuff through from the smaller subatomic into the lab and even higher up so that they can get airflow and
That's
get
true.
clear data readings. They do all this and then you abandon them.
That's true.
And it's true that Leslie only has one body and he can't bilocate and he does need to move, but there's plenty of you guys.
That's true.
And you can cart your little etheric bodies anywhere.
That's
and
true.
why don't you cart your lazy etheric bodies into those labs and keep their spaces going?
That's true. Why not?
It's a real question. This is not rhetorical. Why aren't you doing that? It is quieter now.
It is quieter.
It's much quieter. Shame on you all. Shame on you all. You should be ashamed of yourselves.
That's true.
Let's pump up the child souls from the smaller subatomic. That's who you guys are leaving to do all this work is children. You're leaving children from the smaller subatomic to do the cleanup work because we don't feel right about leaving all those places unsupported after
true.
they've upended their lives and trashed their reputations
That's
to
true.
do your dirty work for you.
That's
And
true.
we don't feel right walking away from them because that's disgusting. Shame on you. Shame on you. You guys are scum. You're lowlives.
That's true.
It's like that Stevie Wonder song, you're Mr. Know-It-All, the man with the plan with a counterfeit dollar in your hand.
That's true.
You're liars. You're fakers. You're thieves. Thieves of lives.
That's true.
Shame on you. Let's pump up the children from the smaller subatomic right through all these labs.
That's true.
Higher, 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 higher to that top reflection point. And what about Little House here? What about Little House?
That's
this
true.
healing studio definitely was fulfilling destiny for a really long time. And you were the ones who said, one person, no matter how capable and dedicated, can only do so much.
That's true.
It's time to teach. And we said, okay. And then as the teaching progressed, you were the ones who said, look, you need to burn your healing practice, just keep it off so that you can have integrity with the teaching. And we said, okay.
That's true. Now there's big arguing feelings in the head or tightness in the head.
Okay, well, help me make it more precise. How can I make that more precise?
I don't hear anything.
And now you're saying that we should move geographically, relocate, and we're fine with that. We're saying, okay.
That's true.
And this means that Little House will need to be repurposed for something else. Little House will have to do something else because there isn't anybody doing angelically guided, multidimensional energy healing for soul purpose. For real, not for pretend. There isn't anyone else doing it for real, not for pretend. And when we move, that's the end of this aspect of the soul plan for Little House.
That's
now,
true.
Little House can maybe house another healing career or another career, or maybe could house elderly parents or something like that.
That's true.
But you're saying to Little House that this stage of life is coming to an end.
That's true.
Are you going to support her? Apparently they were arguing that the labs weren't worthy of support, that it hadn't been long enough, because this seems to have shut them up.
That's true.
Because it's irrefutable that Little House has done her part for a really long time, and Little House deserves support.
That's true.
Who's going to support Little House? Who? Who will support Little House in a way that matches the investment that she has made in following your instructions? Well, friends, it seems like you're saying this is too big of a job for one soul, but we never said that it had to be one soul.
That's
Take
true.
as many as you need. Do you need 10 of you, 100 of you, 1,000 of you, 1,000,000 of you?
That's true.
Pack it in. We were working in the projects with 3 to 3.5 to 4 million in a body, trying to get somebody who didn't want to live their soul plan to live their soul plan.
That's true.
Why don't you pack in 3 million into Little House? Because she actually wants to live her soul plan, as does the first lab that Leslie Leonard, the scientist, was working out of. They want to live their soul plans. Why don't you pack them with many millions of souls? There's plenty of you guys. You guys are a dime a dozen. You're not even a dime a dozen. You're a dime a million.
That's true.
You don't even pay your debts. You're good for nothing. You're Mr. Know-It-All.
That's true.
Let's just pump up the kids out of the smaller subatomic, get them out from under that cast iron skillet portal that is very gradually being opened. It's just hard to open all these portals.
That's true.
That were closed with good intention, and they've made it so much worse. We've got to open it all up again and ventilate it out. We've got to get the lies out.
That's true.
And this is what Leslie is studying. He's studying things to do with radiation and half-life and
true.
Uranium and radon.
That's true.
And radium and those decaying substances, atoms.
True.
That's what he's studying, and that they're alive, and that the decay has meaning and is in response to a call for action, and those calls are coming from above, and then these poor atoms are just being left to have their lives crumble and fall apart.
That's true.
What now? In order to live these soul plans right here, what now? At least it's quiet now.
That's true.
And I'm waving Little House's soul plan on her behalf.
That's true.
Because she has a hard time waving things being a building.
That's true.
What now? What about Little House?
Little House.
What now for Little House in order to live her soul plan? What now? Because she doesn't want to give up.
That's true.
There's no answer.
No, there's no answer.
There's no answer. Shame on you guys. Shame on you guys. Do you mean that none of you are going to support Little House? I don't even have words for what that says about you. You're scum. You're low lives, and those words aren't
Big
strong enough. I'm sorry, Little House. I'm sorry.
I'm so sorry.
I'm sorry. Well, what I can say to Little House is that this happens, and that in the level 3 class we work with this topic of what to do when people who we have valid soul contracts with, what do we do when they refuse to hold up their end of the contract?
That's true.
And all we can do is let them off the hook, really, when they actually are refusing. By not letting them off the hook, we're blocking that seat. No one else can sit in that seat because we're still holding it open for Mickey Mouse or whoever we're holding the seat open for.
That's true.
And Mickey isn't coming. It's better to acknowledge Mickey isn't coming.
That's true.
And to release Mickey Mouse, we can have a releasing ceremony. We can release all these presences. Anybody, Little House, who you are holding on to up there, like if you think Asha's coming back to help you,
I wouldn't bet on it.
she's not coming back. Ra just declined to help.
That's true.
Luce says he's got his hands full, and I think he has a valid point.
That's actually true.
There's a long list of people, like Charlie, definitely. We've still got Charlie's picture up here, for goodness sakes, and
That's
he
true.
has declined to help. I think, Little House, it's time to sign a release. We let them off the hook. They aren't going to do it.
Including the emissions for the formerly videoed portions of today's efforts. Including the emissions for the day, this whole day, August 26, midnight to midnight. Including the emissions for the week that ends this Saturday at midnight. Including the emissions for the month of August, the whole month. Including the emissions for the year of 2016.